All right, we are live. Hey, everybody. Thanks for waiting. Sorry it took me so long. I've had a fucking crazy week, y'all. Crazy fucking week. Thanks for tuning in. I know we're only 12 seconds in, but thanks everybody that has been waiting or just chilling or whatever. Just waiting for me to get on here to start rambling, I guess. Appreciate everybody waiting or checking in the podcast. Been thinking about coming up with a name for this some bitch. Haven't really thought of anything as of late. Thought to myself, well, if I can't think of anything, I'll just get on here and ramble because I said I was gonna do it. Um, hey, we got one viewer. Hey, what's up? Chill stream. Just letting everybody know it's been a crazy week. Sorry about the delay. I know that I said I was gonna do it every Saturday. Rob opted to stay out, and I respect him. So I did a podcast with him. Turned out really well, but some bots were tagging it pretty heavy, so we decided to take it down. So here I am, just on my lonesome, doing my thing, just chilling. But tonight I thought we would just chill, maybe talk about some things. Who knows? I was thinking about getting into some of my own content. Uh, just psychedelic trips, paranormal activity, paranormal phenomenons, things of that nature. Want to be discussing on the podcast. I want to thank everybody that's encouraged me to start doing these. I know a few people have been encouraging me to get out there and start doing these regularly. I'm gonna get out here and start doing it. Making progress on these certain topics I want to discuss. I'm going to talk about the medical purposes of psychedelic medicines and how they react with the human experience and what makes the human experience. Is it our reality? Is it our senses that make it up? I don't know. We'll be talking about that all and more. All right. Got you settled in now. Got one viewer. That's great. It's great. I have a message. I'm going to go ahead and mute this real quick. All right, sorry about that, folks. Had a little interruption. Had to get a quick message up. Um, like I said, before the break, want to get into these subjects. Want to start doing more content based on that. Doing a little bit more research, and bring it up because I feel like it's important. I mean, we're humans on this planet, and yet we don't know anything about our own existence except for what's been taught in schools and what's propagated on the media, the History Channel. I'm not saying it's aliens, but I'm saying that it's aliens. You feel me? I don't know. We got to dig deeper. We got to go where no man has gone before. We really got to get in there and got to start thinking about these certain subjects and how they are affecting human consciousness and how to expand our human consciousness, whether that's being a high vibrational being or and transcending this kind of thing, whether that's through ego deaths or whether that's through our own physical death. Is that what we're trying to do? Are we trying to ascend and escape this reality? Or are we trying to stay here and perpetuate the cycle of being 3D? I'd like to think that we're trying to break that cycle, but there are some people out there that go way against what I just said, and they're all right. They're allowed to be all right. They're allowed to do their own thing, you know? They're people. They're people and they're allowed to do their own thing. Some people, I believe, are NPCs, though. That's just my own personal thoughts. It's my own personal thoughts on it. For me, though, I just call it for what it is. I see things, and people say, that's too far out, you know, the things you're saying. So I thought, well, I might as well just bring it to the forefront and bring it to the people and let them know there's somebody out here that's doing the research, doing the work, putting in the work in the universe, trying to expand their own consciousness and bring I don't know. I'm not gonna bring enlightenment because that sounds really fucking cheesy. We're just gonna bring awareness. I think that's important. You know, you got to bring awareness to certain situations. Got to bring light to certain topics. I think that's what's important is bringing awareness to certain topics. And tonight I don't have a topic. Speaking of topics, I'm just gonna ramble and see how long and see how far this rabbit hole takes me, you know? Just to see if I can do it solo without anybody. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, who knows? I'm just gonna keep on trucking, man. Keep on doing it. But yeah, it's been a crazy week, a hectic week. Oh, hey, what's up, Bumblebee? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. So, tell Danny I said what's up. Good guy. Hopefully he's doing well on his weight loss journey. Like that guy a lot. I check in whenever I can on some of his live streams. He's a real nice guy. Hope he does well on his weight loss journey, like I said. And I'll check in with him on some of his lives when I can. Thank you, Bumblebee. I appreciate you. But yeah. Appreciate anybody that comes in and checks these things out. I know that I said that I was going to try and do, you know, every Saturday with Rob. Rob decided that he didn't want to talk about these things, and I totally respect him. Totally respect him on what he's doing in his channel. So I don't want to bring it up, and I don't want to cause any drama within the community. He's a great guy. Maybe he'll check this out. Maybe he won't. Don't know. But shout outs to DM Turner, Rob, and shout outs to Kyle. If they're ever listening and if they ever check this out. Nice guys, nice fellas. I could say so many nice things about them. I just could go on and on, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to go straight back into it, really. Yeah, he's wanting to do some family things, and I caught him on tail end of a live the other day, and or not the other day, but tonight, I guess. Tail end of a live, and he said he was going to make some chili, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, not doing this for likes or subscribers or anything. Just trying to do this for the community, bringing psychedelic community out, and understand there's a lot more than just tripping and listening to the Grateful Dead or some shit. I know Rob's channel likes to talk about Tool a lot. I'm a Tool fan. I like to listen to them for entertainment purposes, but also there's a hidden meaning, I think, that's in the music. If you listen to it correctly with the right frequencies, or maybe if you listen to it backwards, you can hear some of the hidden meaning behind it. It's pretty intense and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot, but that's his channel. He goes into depth with that. However, I'll probably be touching on that subject, but not going too deep into it. I feel like there are plenty of channels that do that. There are plenty of channels that go into Tool and their mysteries. Music's Unlocking. That's a great one. I recommend them. Go check that channel out. That guy or person who's running that channel does a great job of really getting into the meat of what Tool is, the experience, and what that whole thing is about. It's more than just a rock band. Now, I've said that plenty of times, but it really is more than a rock band. They've said it themselves. Tool's just a catalyst, and we're just supposed to use it. I think that's very interesting for a band to say that. But I digress. Very interesting topic to discuss. There are plenty of channels that are doing that. There are plenty of channels that will do that and continue to do that until they retire. But it looks like it maybe wait for like 7 years for another album, I guess. I don't know. Maybe seven years or so, they'll come out with another album, and we can pick it apart and figure it out. But until then, we're just gonna sit down, just gonna let them do their thing, figure that stuff out on their own, man, and bring it to the community. I think that's great. But what I'm trying to do is, I think what I'm going to try and figure out how to do, actually, since I've got this going on, is what I'll probably try and do is probably talk about trip reports, my own experiences, what I was on, what I saw, what led me to the conclusions, and what led me to where I am now. I'm just a regular person, nothing special, but I've seen things, I've experienced things of the supernatural, the psychedelic, the unworldly, the mysterious, those kind of things, the weird, those type of things. I think I want to focus on those because those are the things that probably fascinate me more than anything. Sort of like a psychedelic, coast to coast AM without all the bullshit, I guess. And I'll be fine with that. I think that's something I want to do and bring to the community, and have other people come up here and be guests as well, so we can talk and have a fun time doing that. I think it's important to have these discussions. Maybe I'll figure out a way to put this onto a laptop so we can watch videos of other content. Well, not content creators, but from other experienced psychonauts or experienced philosophers of our time. Like, I would love to sit down and maybe do a reaction video, or dissect maybe a Terence McKenna video, or even possibly an Alan Watts video, and kind of have maybe even play that in the background as we're talking or something. But kind of figuring out the kinks with the StreamYard, and things are going well. So I figure it won't take me too long till I figure it all out. So bear with me, folks. Appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate anybody that stops into these things and gives me their ear for, oh, I don't know, 25, 15, 10, 3 minutes. You notice that I'm declining there, yeah. Probably because this is a huge ramble. But at any rate, I still believe that it's important to have some type of psychedelic community up to where we're supporting each other and helping each other find new ways to expand our own consciousness, and not in some kind of fucking woo-woo way. And I don't want to make it seem like, oh, ninth level's way is the only way. No, there are other ways, and I'm open to hearing about them. It's just that people are so afraid of discussing and talking about these kind of things. It's sort of taboo. And I myself, I don't know anything but taboo, if it were. I delve into the deep, the dark, and the weird, and I don't think it should be taboo or hidden. I think it all should be out in the forefront, and the people that want to talk about it or want to learn about it, they can. It's just there isn't a place for us to all talk about it, and I think that's what's frustrating, is because like you could have this like really profound trip, right? You could have this really profound trip on, say, 5 grams of mushrooms, like Terrence McKenna talks about. He talks about that 5 grams of mushrooms in a dark room, and you'll really see some shit. Well, say you had that, right? You had this really profound trip, and you just didn't know who to talk to. Like, should you go see a therapist or some shit? They're not going to believe you. They're going to prescribe you some kind of antipsychotic medicine, and you're going to be a zombie for the rest of your fucking life. Just because you ate 5 grams of mushrooms. And I hate to say it because, the medical community is going to look at me kind of weird. And they're right to do so because I am weird. But I digress. It's not the fact that, you did the mushrooms and you had this profound trip that makes you weird. No, it's the medical community looking at you, thinking you're weird because you did mushrooms. No, these things have been at the forefront of our civilization for millennia. And these bastards, these suit and tie bastards, these clipboard toting bastards, these lawyers have stolen it from you. They straight up stole it from you. And they've made it taboo. And I think that's wrong. And I think that's what I'm here to undo, is all that bullshit and put it in the forefront. Because there really isn't anyone that you can talk to about that kind of thing. Excuse me. There isn't really anybody that you can talk to about that sort of thing. You kind of got to keep it to yourself, or, you talk to your dealer about it. And I just kind of think that thing, it should be open. You should be more, it should be more available. It should be more available to other people. But however, I don't believe that, unlike a lot of people, I don't believe that it should be a mass dose. I think that certain people with special abilities, intuition, psychic abilities, whatever, they should be at the forefront. Our smartest people should be doing this stuff. We should be sending our best and brightest to the DMT realms or the mushroom realms to figure this shit out. They've got to talk to the entities. Is it unfair to say that they should be the ones, or maybe it's us? Maybe we need to be the ones to talk to these machine elves instead of these bureaucratic imbeciles. I mean, it's got to be us, right? It can't be them. Because if it was them, they'd use it for war. And we don't want that. We don't want anything like that. We just want to get along. At the end of the day, I think most people, despite, religious, ethnic, racial backgrounds, I think at the end of the day, we all just want to get along. You know, there's some there's some that want more than others, I'm sure, but in retrospect, don't we have all that we need? I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there gonna say, "Hey, ninth level, there's people out there starving and homeless, and they don't have a dime to their name, and they're struggling." That's true. There are people like that, but I guess what I'm talking about is the majority of the people that have what they have enough. They're doing just all right. But for the people that don't have a lot, they have an opportunity to try and earn some. And if you have a disability, if you have a physical disability or a mental disability, that's fine. We have programs for that. And I'm sorry that people can't get their lives organized to go apply for those things. And I'm just talking strictly in the United States. I know this probably, since it's YouTube, you know, worldwide, you know, at least to the English-speaking world. But in the United States, we have programs that help people like that. They're designed to help people like that. Some people apply, they don't get it. That happens. But I digress. I think people mainly just want to get along. I think that's cool. I think people just want to get along. A sense of being. I mean, humans are social creatures, are we not? I mean, personally, I look at the behavior of wild chimps or apes to look at human behavior. It's not too far off. I mean, they say, you know, we're cousins or we're descendants of apes, and I can kind of see that personally. I don't put a lot of stock into the whole evolutionary theory, but there is certain scientific evidence that would suggest that things like that, an evolution of a species, will happen over time. So, yeah, there's that. But I'm a fan of a mutation with the species. I'm a fan of when a recessive gene becomes dominant and then it becomes a hereditary trait. I think that's fantastic and very fascinating. Now, I don't have the notes in front of me, but I think something like a platypus is fascinating. It's like 90% beaver and 10% duck. It's crazy. And it lays eggs. How about that? A platypus fucking lays eggs. That's nuts, right? Like, the fact that we even have a platypus here on Earth, or that we're in the same timeline with a platypus. Think about it. There's probably a parallel universe that doesn't have a platypus. Like, if we went to those universes and we tried to explain what a platypus was, they'd just be like, what? So keep that in mind. That we live in a timeline where a platypus exists. I think that's nuts. But, you know, hey, that's human consciousness. If we can't think about the fact that there's a timeline where a platypus exists and we're on the same timeline as that, I don't know what we're doing, man. It's game over. It's game over, man. Can't believe I just did a whole rant about a platypus, but I digress. What is reality? I mean, is it our senses? Is it the sight, the touch, the taste, the hearing? Is that what it is? Or is it the fact that our brains are collectively making up this reality as if it were an internet, a collective internet, as if consciousness itself were a sort of a Wi-Fi, and that we were all picking up on it, and our brains are constantly decoding it? Is it really like that? Or is it the real 9 to 5 hustle and bustle? Is it your bills? Is it the clothes you wear? Is it your family? Well, of course, your family is real, but is it your family problems, your debt, your money, your car? Are those things real? I bet they're not. I bet they're a figment of our own consciousness pushing back at us, saying you need to take a hold on some responsibility there, muchacho. I think that's what it is. It's like a reflection of our own bullshit sometimes. Sometimes it is a reflection of our own bullshit, and other times it's a reflection of our own happiness. And some people are just too stupid to pick up on it. And I don't mean that to sound demeaning, although when I said it, it couldn't be taken that way. I don't apologize for it, but when you look at it from an awareness standpoint, if you don't recognize it, it's pretty stupid. It's pretty stupid not to recognize it. But it takes some special kind of awareness to recognize it. And I think that's what we're here for. You know, some people. Some people are here to recognize awareness and consciousness and bring it out of others. And I think that's what creation is all about, whether that be through language, art, music, creation, whether that's, like I said, with art, with food, with farming, with anything really. I think art and science are kind of blended in together in this weird cosmic spiral. And that's a cool thing, man. We should all have the ability and the awareness to think about these things. I just want to provide a community where we can feel safe to talk about this kind of things. Like I said before, you take the 5 grams of mushrooms, or you take the hit of acid or do some DMT, and you go to these higher vibrational planes of existence, and you come back with a profound message, and you don't have anyone to talk to. You're sitting there crying your eyes out because you've had this profound message brought to you by a higher vibrational being, an entity, if you will, to tell you some profound message, and you just don't know what to do with the information. And I always tell people from personal experiences, you either get it in 60 seconds or you'll get it in 60 years. Just all depends on how you are and how you want to take on the information. I think that's scary to a lot of people as well, because once they're locked up into that certain psychedelic space, some people lose all control, whether that's thought, physical, whatever. They seem to lose all control, whether that's, like I said, physical, emotional, whatever. They just lose control. And I find it funny that most of these people that have those psychedelic experiences and feel uncomfortable, usually generally are either on prescription medication or like to drink alcohol. I kind of find that funny. And of course, that's what our government would like to push on us, pharmaceuticals and alcohol. It's such a shame, really, when a lot of depression, anxiety can be cured with a plant. It's as simple as that. We don't need these compounds up underneath the sink or manufactured synthetics to try and get our brains to act normal, because our society's bogged us down on a vibrational level, such a low frequency vibrational level that we're just stumbling in the dark, really, as far as some other people's consciousness. And it's just kind of sad. It's just really sad. But I want to be able to provide a safe space for people to come up on here and talk about their trips, and make people feel safe about it, because Um, I don't want there to be any judgment on somebody's story, but like I said, if I think it's bullshit, I'm probably gonna call you out on it. Because if you do any kind of psychedelics, there should be no reason that you're seeing unicorns and leprechauns and whatever the mainstream media would like to tell you about what's actually going on in the psychedelic realms. There's nothing like that. You don't see any unicorns or leprechauns or rainbows or whatever. I don't know. I will tell you that once you're locked in that kind of psychedelic state, whether you do it a couple times or you do it frequently, the heightened awareness as far as visual acuity is cranked up. I would say colors are a lot brighter, more significant, and you feel present, you feel in the moment. And I think that's what would separate a real trip from something that's been said, like say on the TV, or would be said by the media to try and discourage you from taking these medicines. These medicines have existed forever. Peyote, mushrooms, marijuana, cannabis, whatever you want to call it. These things have been on our planet for millennia. Now, this is always a good discussion for debate or just to get people's imagination sparked up. It's like, was it brought here, or did something just magically grow it here? Did Earth just magically provide the conditions for these plants just to manifest themselves here? Or, was it aliens? Probably aliens. They probably brought it from like their other colonies and just brought it here or something, brought the seed, man. And then that also begs question to the mushroom. Research would probably dictate that, Africa underneath the cow patty was probably the most likely place to find it in early civilization. As we're, herding the fields of Africa and following the herd, and of course we're gonna flip underneath some cow patties to look for some grubs. I mean, I think that's what early man would probably survive on. And I imagine the protein from those grubs or whatever, you stumble onto some mushrooms and hey, eat a couple and bada bing, bada boom, you're on your way. RIP to the ones that didn't make it, that ate some bad mushrooms and didn't make it back. There's a trial and error there, folks. A trial and error. You can have some pretty bad shit if you're not careful. Always get your stuff from a known reputable vendor, for sure. Always get your stuff from a reputable vendor. Kids don't play around with this kind of stuff. If you think that it's bunk, or if you think that it's suspicious, don't do it. Just don't. If you have somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, that's probably not a good idea. Or ordering it online. Please don't do that. I don't condone that. Because these are things that are easily obtainable. Do the research. You can easily do the research online, figure out how to do it yourself, and maybe provide for the whole block. Who knows? Provide for the family. Who knows? You could be growing mushrooms in a couple of months, or growing some cannabis. Who knows? Maybe somebody that's got a little peyote farm. You're listening to this podcast and you're like, oh, hey, I know that person. I'll go hit them up. You wanna let them know that there is going to be a community now that's going to be open to that. It's going to be right here on this podcast. I haven't figured out a name for it either, so we're just gonna roll with the punches. It's kind of been fun to ramble on for about 35 minutes now. I'm just checking the time like a loser. It's been fun to just kind of ramble on. Kind of my thoughts projected out, you know. I don't like to do this. I'm really, it's kind of like an oxymoronic kind of thing. It's I don't like to talk at all, but I've been told that I'm a great speaker. I don't know how that is, but I guess I am in a way. I'm not going to edit this. I don't do any editing. It's going to be raw. It's going to be unfiltered. I'm going to cuss a lot. And I think that's what the best thing about YouTube is that at one time it was a raw and uncut, unfiltered, uncensored platform. And somewhere along the way here, it's gotten more censored as the years go by, and it's sad. But I kind of want to bring it back to that point. If not, I'll try and figure out something else. Maybe Rumble. Rumble will be kind of cool. But we got to get some followers, and we got to start somewhere. So let's start here. Let's start with this podcast. You know, start really thinking. Start really doing things. I'm not opposed to doing things, guys. I'm not opposed to talking about things either. So here we are. Sit back, relax. Let Ninth Level take over. Little late night talk. No, it's been fun. It's been fun. It's fun to think about these types of things because I don't feel that anybody is really, or if they are, they're just piggybacking off of someone else's ideas. Yeah, I will tell you, you know, oh well, you know, Terrence said this, or Terrence McKenna said this, or Alan Watts said this, but I don't claim it as my own idea. I don't ever claim that as my own idea. However, I will say that some of their ideas are great. It's like getting a breath of fresh air, because once you get into these realms or locked into these kind of psychedelic trips, you kind of feel like, oh shit, I'm the black sheep. You know, no one's ever gonna accept me for the way that I am, or, you know, because I want to do this because it's, you know, taboo or it's woo woo. It goes above and beyond like a zodiac chart or a birth chart. I mean, I like to use those things personally because it's helped me a lot. But it goes way beyond that. It goes way beyond that. These things go way beyond thought and time itself. It's kind of nuts, man. Kind of nuts to be thinking about these things. Thinking about whole collective consciousness as a whole. Like, is it like I said before, is it a collective kind of Wi-Fi internet that our brains are, you know, constantly decoding at the same time, all at the same time? Or is it just a reflection of us? You know, just things like that. You just gotta wonder, you know. It's just one of those things, and I'm here to discuss it. I'm here to discuss it with other people. I think this kind of research it's profound. It needs to happen. It needs to happen on a bigger scale than just living room talks. And I'm here to provide that. So here we go. We'll come up with a podcast name for it and come up with some subjects that I want to talk about. And yeah, I think I'll have a fun time with it. I think you'll You'll have a fun time with it too if you join me. About for an hour, possibly an hour and a half. Not too much of your time, unless I have guests over and we talk for an extended period, which I'm okay with. I just have to schedule for that. Let everybody know, hey, this is going to be an extended. Because I like to talk about for 45 minutes to an hour. I don't like to take up too much of y'all's time. I feel like if it is something that me or my guests or um, people in the comments are having fun with, of course we'll do an extended. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's great. I think that's what I'm here for. I want to have fun. Want to have people come in and join. So I think it's going to be great. Love having y'all here. I'm going to probably close this out because I think I've done enough rambling for one night, one man. Um, anyway, I just want to give a shout out to anybody that's listening out there. Appreciate you for giving me an ear for about 40 minutes or so. Gonna do some more thinking and come back with some topics, some interesting things to talk about next time. So appreciate you. Stay weird and stay safe. Peace out.